Senator Stein has a long history of helping consumers and working families. His previous job was the head of consumer protection in the Attorney General's office, and he's continued to fight for workers and consumers as a state senator. He's led the fight against foreclosure scams and has sponsored many other bills that help us as working families. So please give a warm hand to Senator Josh Stein.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Pleasure to be with you all. Thank you, Mary B. Thank you, James, for this opportunity to be here. It's very much of a pleasure. As the governor mentioned, in the last 2 years, North Carolina has actually made a lot of progress. Thinking back how desperate we were 2 years ago when we'd fallen off that cliff and we didn't know when or if we would ever hit bottom. Well, the good news is we did hit bottom, and now we are climbing our way back up that hill. Are we where we want to be? No, we're not where we want to be. Are we where we're going to be? No, we're not there yet either. But we are headed in the right direction. But we still have too many North Carolinians who don't have jobs. We have too many North Carolinians who don't have health insurance. We have too many North Carolinians who are struggling with their bills, struggling to pay their mortgages. It just underscores how devastating this recession has been. The top priority of the General Assembly has to be creating jobs, stimulating the economy, and protecting public education. There are actually some actions we can take to create growth, economic growth in North Carolina. We need to encourage small and medium-sized businesses to hire. A number of businesses have capital, but they're just too scared to add to their payroll. We need to help them get over that hump and hire folks. Companies, there are other companies that need capital. We need to spur banks to start lending again. We need to support industries of the future. Industries like biotechnology, clean technology, information technology. These are the sectors that are growing. Last year in North Carolina, the clean tech sector grew 22% because of policy decisions our General Assembly made under Democratic leadership in the prior 2 years. We have to help them grow more. But these companies, as you all well know, need a new set of skills from their workers. Job retraining in community colleges are essential. I don't know about y'all, but I was very proud when the President in his State of the Union pointed to a North Carolina worker who was going to a community college in Forsyth to learn new skills to prepare for this new economy. Job retraining leads into the second most important priority we face, which is protecting education. We face a $3.7 billion shortfall over the next 2 years. This is on top of a nearly $5 billion shortfall we experienced over the prior 2 years. We made a number of very difficult decisions in that last legislative session. We shrunk state government to the lowest level on a per capita basis adjusted for inflation in 14 years. We have shrunk state government. We have cut fat. We have cut muscle. What we cannot do is cut bone. Protecting education must be our line in the sand. Our public universities and community colleges, they're the best in the country. Year after year, our universities are named the best value in America because we value education, educating our people. They and our people are what makes North Carolina, has made North Carolina such a vibrant economy over the last 3 decades. K-12 is what gives every child a chance to fulfill their dreams and whatever they want to make of their lives. We cannot shut the door to opportunities by overcrowding our classrooms. Our children are not sardines. I wish I could tell you that we're going to have a lot of success on these and other initiatives this year, but you all are very much aware of the political environment we find ourselves in. The Republicans are in control today, Democrats are not. This means we will be playing more defense than offense. Representative Ross mentioned wage garnishment. She mentioned health care, rolling back health care access. Republicans are also talking about rolling back workers' comp. protections, worker safety regulations. Even on defense, we are substantially outnumbered. It's going to be very difficult for us to win, even when we define winning as preventing bad things from happening. The one thing you can be certain of is that we will call them out when necessary. For instance, on the very first day of the session, they introduced new rules governing debate that serve to hinder the voice of the minority to speak on behalf of the people. Well, we called them out. On Thursday and Monday this week in the Senate, we debated the legislation that both the governor and Representative Ross talked about, these economic incentives that are meant to spur economic growth, that are meant to create good-paying jobs. Well, we called them out. This morning, this healthcare legislation Representative Ross mentioned is being debated in Judiciary 2 Committee. We will call them out. What we ask you all to help us do is to give us the arguments, help us make our priorities, and be there with us so that when we call them out, you're there behind us, calling them out too. We have to hold these folks accountable. I hope you all have a great conference this morning, and I appreciate this opportunity to be with you all. Thank you.